is, the best time to get into it is yesterday, today, now. It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late. So I love student housing. I want to keep.
I don't know. I'll tell you where I think it is too late. I've been thinking a lot about like the AI world, right? You saw Tesla just announced the Robovin, whatever he called it.
Robovin.
And he announced the robot. He announced the taxi and all that kind of stuff. And I think that most jobs are going to be replaced. Most jobs are going to be replaced in the next 10, 15 years. And when I say most jobs, I'm being damn serious when I say most. Think about, and if anybody ever wants to read one of the greatest thought pieces I've ever read, go to marshallbrain.com and read his thought piece called Human Beings, the Second Intelligent Species, how humans beings will be as significant as a cockroach in 10 years. What does he mean by that? We are creating, I'm sure you've watched all the YouTube videos about AI and it's all the scary stuff, but let's look at what's already happening. You've got nurses in Boston right now that are being replaced with robots. You've got surgeons that are being replaced with robots already right now. You've got now surgeons that are watching robots do all the work and they're like, dude, I don't even know why I'm here. You've got airlines now that are replacing the second pilot with a robot or with AI. And now what they're doing is they're passing state laws in some states that say that a doctor cannot come up with a diagnosis without checking with AI first. That sounded crazy at first. But when you think about why that's so intelligent, what is happening is AI is checking every medical journal that's ever been written, all 30,000 articles that were written last month about this particular disease or whatever it is. AI is going to come up with a better answer than that doctor could ever come up with. It physically doesn't have they don't have the physical capability of coming up with the answer without AI. Okay, great. What does that mean? That means that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Who's the first group of people? A significant group of people are going to lose their jobs. Truck drivers. 7 years, 90% of all truck drivers will be gone, which also means people that are in logistics and software are also going to be gone. Okay, not everybody, but about 90% of people. Where do truck drivers go when they need a job? Oh, landscaping or this or that. And people are like, oh, roofers are never going to be replaced. Well, guess what? 2 years ago, it's already happened. 2 years ago, they now have a robot that's replacing roofs. There, you put the robot on top of the roof and it goes through and replaces pulls off all the shingles one by one and goes through the whole entire roof and replaces all the shingles. It's already been out for 2 years. They're proving the model. It's happening. So if the blue collar trades are also starting to be replaced, now there's service work, right? Like you renovated the house with your dad. There's plumbing situations, getting around a wall or this or whatever that will have to be manually done by a human being probably for the next 20, maybe 25 years. But at some point, those houses that were built that way are going to be crashed down, replaced with higher density pieces of real estate, I think. And what I fear is that the government is going to start with UBI at a big level, universal basic income. Texas is the first state that's really pushing hard for universal basic income. And so I look at Texas and I go, okay, there's the beginning. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be high density housing. The government's going to come in. There's going to be more Section 8, more HUD housing, more co-living, more everything. I think that at some point in 20 years, it's going to be impossible to get into real estate. Personally, I think that real estate is going to be so expensive, rents are going to be so expensive that I think that the only safe place for people to put their money is going to be real estate. I don't know what the hell people are going to be doing in 20 years. I have no clue. Sounds like I'm just saying this to bullshit. I am deathly afraid of what my kids are going to do for a living. It's like, oh, well, here's what we'll do. Our kids will just live in some euphoria and the government's going to make everything fine and nobody has to work and it's all recreation. But I look at real estate and I go, the top 1% are definitely going to still continue to travel. The top 1% are going to be Airbnb and going into nice hotels and flying private. But is our divide getting, the low income, high income, is it getting closer together or further apart? Further apart, and more people are stacking up into the poor sectors, right? So we don't have enough affordable housing as it is right now. What president, what government has ever solved affordable housing?
Never.
No one. Okay, great. I think what's going to happen is that the wave of affordable housing investors is going to be the next 10 years. It now and the next 10 years is going to be the greatest time to get into real estate. If you are focusing on affordable housing, if you're going after luxury, you're going to get kicked in the teeth. I'm selling all my luxury stuff. I've got a house that closed Friday. So yesterday, $1.5 million. It's the most expensive single family home I have that I don't live in. I'm getting rid of anything that's over $500,000, getting rid of everything. And then within 3 years, I'm done with it. I will be out of single family that's not co-living. So for you on the single